camera glides over a turquoise ocean, vast and shimmering under a brilliant sun. A state-of-the-art helicopter cuts through the clear sky. Inside, the air is electric with youthful energy. Teenagers, vibrant and carefree, are laughing, their phones capturing every moment of their idyllic day trip. Cynthia gazes out the window, her reflection a faint double against the mesmerizing blue expanse below. Leo, boisterous and confident, holds court with his friends, his jokes echoing over the whir of the rotors. It's a picture of perfect, privileged youth, suspended between the sky and the sea. Suddenly, a violent jolt shatters the calm. An engine sputters, a sickening cough that quickly dies into silence. Red lights flash across the console as alarms blare, a piercing shriek that cuts through their laughter. Panic erupts like a contagion. The helicopter lurches, then plummets. The world becomes a blur of motion. Quick cuts of terrified faces, wide eyes reflecting the rapidly approaching island. A green and brown mass rushing up to meet them in a final, brutal embrace. The scene cuts to a debris field strewn across a pristine white sand beach. Twisted metal and shattered glass litter the shore like monstrous seashells. Cynthia, gasping, coughs up saltwater as she crawls from the wreckage. Her gaze falls upon the motionless bodies of the pilot and their teacher, a stark, silent testament to the crash's finality. A few feet away, Maria is already there, her face a mask of grief and shock as she gently closes their eyes. One by one, the other survivors emerge from the chaos, dazed, horrified, and clad only in the swimwear they had put on for a day that had promised paradise, but delivered a nightmare. In the aftermath, the initial shock dissolves, replaced by fear-fueled arguments that crack the fragile unity of the survivors. Leo, his charisma hardening into a tool for control, steps forward to declare a new, brutal rule. "You only eat what you find," he announces, his voice leaving no room for debate. He and his loyal followers immediately begin hoarding the few supplies scavenged from the wreck, creating the first deep fracture within their desperate group. Horrified by this selfish decree, Maria rallies another faction, drawing in Cynthia and the quiet, observant Kai. "We survive together, or we die alone," she argues, her words a plea for the humanity they are in danger of losing. They establish a separate camp further down the beach, a small pocket of cooperation committed to sharing everything. Cynthia, revealing a depth no one suspected, uses her surprising knowledge of science to rig a crude but effective water purifier, proving she is far more than just a pretty face. Days bleed into weeks, marked by the rising sun and the slow fraying of their swimsuits. Tensions escalate into open hostility. Leo's group, driven by individualism, struggles to find enough food, their hunger sharpening their tempers. Meanwhile, Maria's group benefits from Kai's uncanny, innate ability to find edible plants and hidden fishing spots. The balance of power begins to shift. Jenna, a pragmatist who had initially sided with Leo for his perceived strength, secretly starts trading information with Maria's camp in exchange for precious sustenance. Elsewhere, Sam, the tech whiz, works tirelessly on the helicopter's ruined radio, his hope dwindling with each failed attempt to coax a signal from the dead machine. The island, once a backdrop for a vacation, is now a battleground for two competing visions of survival. The fragile stalemate is shattered when a hunt goes wrong, leaving one of Leo's group gravely injured and feverish. Lacking the knowledge to treat him, desperation gnaws at Leo's pride. In a moment of humbling defeat, he approaches Maria's camp, his request for help, a quiet admission of his own philosophy's failure. Without hesitation, Cynthia and Maria agree, sharing their small, precious stock of medicinal herbs. It's the first true act of cooperation, a fragile bridge built between the two warring camps. As if summoned by their tentative truce, the sky darkens. The wind begins to howl, and a monstrous hurricane descends upon the island. The storm tears their separate, flimsy shelters to shreds. In the ensuing chaos, Maria's voice cuts through the gale, screaming for everyone to follow her to a cave system Kai had discovered earlier. Huddled together in the suffocating dark, battered by the elements, the divisions between them are washed away by a shared primal fear. In the flickering gloom, Leo watches as Cynthia and Maria risk their own safety to help the weak and injured, and his hardened exterior finally cracks. When the storm passes, it leaves behind a devastated landscape, but also a clean slate. At the mouth of the cave, as a new dawn breaks, Leo formally apologizes and pledges his loyalty to a unified group. They hold their first council meeting, not as factions, but as a single community, a montage shows the teams, now united, transforming their island prison into a home. They build sophisticated communal shelters, lay the groundwork for a large-scale farm, and construct an aqueduct for fresh water. Sam, using salvaged parts, ingeniously creates a windmill to generate power. Jobs are assigned based on skill, not on past allegiance, and all major decisions are made by a collective vote. Their tattered swimwear is replaced by practical clothing woven from palm fibers, a uniform of their new civilization. The final sweeping shot reveals a thriving, organized settlement. They are no longer just survivors, they are founders. Cynthia, Maria, and a humble, thoughtful Leo stand together on a rise, looking over their creation, a functioning, cooperative society. The camera focuses on their faces, no longer marked by fear, but by the quiet strength and profound wisdom of those who have built a utopia from the ashes of tragedy.